Friends, imagine, when there was no time, no direction, no sky, and no earth. All around there was only a void in which there was neither darkness nor light. No particle, no wave. But even in this nothingness, there was something, an invisible energy, which science today calls singularity, and religion calls it Param Brahma or Advaita Satta. Science says that the universe was born from a great explosion, the Big Bang. And Sanatan Dharma also says that there was a conscious energy which was self-existent, without beginning, and from that very consciousness, everything was born. That same consciousness had a desire to experience itself. And just then began the most unique and mysterious journey of creation. In Sanatan Dharma it is said, Ekoham Bahushyam, meaning, I am one, but I wish to appear in many forms. Now the question arises, was this very consciousness the mother of the Tridev? We will find out in the next part how the Tridev were born from the Param Brahma from the perspective of both science and religion. From a religious point of view, when Param Brahma desired to become many, his first manifestation occurred, sadashiv, who though nirgun, was endowed with conscious energy. Now the question arises, how could sadashiv create anything alone? Here begins the origin of duality. From sadashiv is born Mother Shakti, whom we know by names like Ambika, Durga or Adi Shakti. These two, consciousness and energy, together form the wholeness of this universe. Now if we look at it from a scientific perspective, you can consider sadashiv as pure consciousness, that is, quantum awareness, and Mata Shakti as the energy field, which is spread everywhere, like cosmic dark energy or the vibrations of string theory. From the union of these two, creation happens, and from here, the Tridev are born. First appears Mahesh, that is, Shiva. He is the god of destruction, but this destruction is not negative. It is transformative destruction, just like a supernova destroys an old star, and from that, new stars, planets, and life are formed. Second appears Sri Vishnu, the god of preservation. In the language of science, you can call him a fundamental balancing force, like gravity, which holds everything together, or dark matter, which prevents galaxies from falling apart. Third appears Brahma, the creator of creation. In scientific terms, he can be compared to creative expansion, like the expansion of the universe after the Big Bang, or the formation of stars and planets from gas clouds. Now the question arises, are the Tridev independent of each other? Or are they three dimensions of the same consciousness? The answer to this is found not only in Hinduism, but science also says that matter, energy, and space-time are interconnected, just like the Tridev with creation, preservation, and destruction. And the depth of this mystery will take us toward part 3, where we will discover the conflict between the Tridev, the race to reach a cosmic power, and a turning point that unveils the secret of creation. Get ready. In the next part comes a twist full of suspense and wonder. The stream of time kept flowing. Brahma and Vishnu, both were performing their roles in creation. But between them, a thought slowly began to take the form of ego. I am superior. This feeling started rising within both of them. According to Hindu religious texts, one day, when Brahmaji called himself the creator of the universe and Sri Vishnuji called himself the sustainer, a dispute broke out between them. And just then, a mysterious event occurred. The sky split open. A divine, radiant, infinitely tall pillar of light appeared. This was none other than the shivling itself. Now, if we look at it scientifically, when the human mind dives deep into quantum existence, it first sees a column of energy, like a thread of Big Bang energy. The shivling is a symbol of that infinite energy, which has no beginning, no end. Then came a celestial voice. Whoever finds the end of this pillar of light shall be considered the greatest. Brahma took the form of a swan and flew upward. Vishnu took the form of a boar and descended into the depths. Thousands of years passed. Sri Vishnu became tired, said, "Lord, I accept defeat, you are infinite." But Brahmaji, he returned with a Ketaki flower as a false witness and said, "I have seen the end." Then something happened that shook both Brahmaji and Sri Vishnu. From the shivling, Lord Shiva himself appeared, face calm, but eyes filled with anger. Brahma, you lied, and therefore in this creation you shall not be worshipped. The Ketaki flower was also cursed. You shall never be used in my worship. Then in anger, Lord Shiva cut off one of the 5 heads of Brahmaji, the one which spoke untruth. Vishnu was granted a boon. The one who walks the path of truth shall be worshipped for ages. If we view this event through the lens of symbolic physics, the shivling is that singularity point where space-time ceases to have meaning. The one who accepts truth becomes one with energy. The one who lies gets separated from it, just like Brahma was cut off from worship. Another form of this mystery emerges, that Shiva is not a form, but a principle, a metaphysical truth beyond every age, beyond every science. The answer to this question lies in the next part, where the Leela of Param Brahma deepens and a cycle of birth and rebirth is revealed. Would you like to know the true origin of the Tridev? Then let us move to the next part. The conflict between Brahmaji and Sri Vishnu had ended. Lord Shiva, who appeared from the shivling, taught them, truth is supreme. But now another question began to arise. If the Tridev exist, then who is their origin? If we look from the religious perspective of Hindu scriptures, Shiv Puran says, when there was no time, no sky, no sound, no motion, then there was only one element, Param Brahma, formless, changeless, unmoving. And that Param Brahma desired, I shall become many from one. Here science connects. The Big Bang Theory says, the entire universe emerged from an extremely dense point. One explosion, one expansion, one will. Param Brahma, with his divine Leela Shakti, created a form, Sadashiv, the supreme essence of Shiva. And then from Sadashiv appeared Adi Shakti Durga, the mother of cosmic consciousness. Now pay attention. In Hinduism, this Shakti is called Ambika. And in science, it can be called the cosmic force, which gives energy to all matter, fills every particle with consciousness. Sadashiv and Shakti together create the first spark of creation, and from here begins the origin of the Tridev. Mahesh, symbol of destruction, the power of cosmic reconstruction. Vishnu, the preserver, continuity of life. Brahma, the creator, the initial energy of evolution. In scientific terms, Brahma is particle formation after the Big Bang. Vishnu, stability, arrangement of matter and laws. Rudra equals entropy, which dissolves everything back into Brahma. These Tridev are 3 reflections of Param Brahma and Shakti. In every era, every eclipse, every particle, this energy flows. Take note, the Tridev are not permanent. They are a cycle. When creation takes birth, they appear. When the creation reaches dissolution, they become invisible. Now comes the topic of the shivling. Science says that whatever exists in creation is either a wave or energy. Hinduism says, the shivling is that energy which was never created, nor will it ever be destroyed. Shiva is self-born. He has no beginning, no end. And to understand this truth, the Tridev embark on another deep journey, a journey where Shiva himself questions himself. Can I destroy the Tridev? Can Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh come to an end? Can Shiva turn the universe into nothingness? To know the answers to these questions, let us go towards the next part, where the trial by fire of the Tridev's existence begins. Indeed, we have now reached the point where the question is not just of existence, but of absolute truth. Till now we have seen, the Tridev are expressions of Param Brahma and Shakti. They are symbols of creation, preservation and destruction. But now the question was, can these forces destroy each other, or are they nothing without one another? One day, a thought arose in Lord Shiva's mind. I am the destroyer, so can I also bring an end to Brahmaji and Sri Vishnu? This was not just ego. This was a test of cosmic balance. In the language of science, Shiva was now in search of absolute zero, where even energy becomes still. Lord Shiva first used his power on Brahmaji, and Brahmaji turned to ashes in a moment. Only ash remained. Lord Shiva was shocked. What have I done? But within moments from the ashes, Brahmaji reappeared and said, O Mahadev, where there is destruction, creation also takes birth, and where there is creation, there I am. Now it was Lord Sri Vishnu's turn. Lord Shiva unleashed his entire energy upon Sri Vishnu. Now there appeared a heap of ash. But then, from that ash, Lord Sri Vishnu spoke, O Lord, I am here. Even if in the form of ash, the feeling of protection can never be destroyed. Lord Shiva exerted even more power, tried to destroy even the last particle of ash, But still, one particle remained, and from that same particle Sri Vishnu reappeared. Now Lord Shiva began to question himself. If I destroy myself, will these two automatically cease to exist? And that is exactly what he did. Lord Shiva dissolved himself into fire. The Tridev, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, all three burned into ashes. The entire universe became dark. But then, from that ash, a voice arose again. I am Brahma. Where there is ash, creation is possible. First Brahmaji appeared, then Sri Vishnu appeared. Where there is creation, protection is necessary. And finally Lord Shiva appeared. Where there is protection, destruction is also necessary. This scene shakes science, because Hindu scriptures clearly state creation, preservation, and destruction, all three are a cycle. If even one is absent, the universe becomes imbalanced. Science calls it the balance of entropy, and Hinduism calls it the Leela of the Tridev. And now remains the final part, where we will discover, is any one Tridev truly the greatest, or are they different dimensions of the same consciousness? Come, let us move toward the final mystery, now presenting the final conclusion and the most mysterious part. Now the question remained, is there one among the Tridev who is the greatest? Or are all three different forms of the same supreme power? When the Tridev, Brahmaji, Sri Vishnu, and Lord Shiva reappeared from the ashes, the universe took a new form. It was no longer just a universe of matter, but had become a universe of consciousness. If we understand from a scientific point of view, the Tridev are symbols of three fundamental universal forces. Brahmaji, creative energy, the same energy that spread in the Big Bang. Every atom, every star was created from that energy. Sri Vishnu, sustaining energy, which, like gravity, holds everything together, preserves every DNA. Lord Shiva, destructive or transformative energy, like radioactive disintegration, destroying the old to make way for the new. If we look from a religious perspective, the Tridev are the three dimensions of the same supreme consciousness. Like water, ice, and vapor, forms are different, but the essence is one. That's why scriptures say, the Tridev are different expressions of one Param Brahma. Greatness lies not in them individually, but in their balance. The final mystery was hidden in that voice, which emerged from that cosmic fire. I am Omkar, Om, that sound which contains Brahma's A, Vishnu's U, and Shiva's M. All three together form Om. Om is not just a mantra, it is a cosmic frequency. Even NASA has considered the vibrations of this sound as the voice of the cosmic background, because its sound is spread throughout the universe. So in the end, the question is not who is supreme, but how we understand this totality. All three are forms of the same Brahma, and every form has a different purpose, but one goal, the balance of the universe. Now when you visit a temple, look at the idols of the Tridev, or bow your head before the Shivling. Then remember this, you are not bowing to just one deity, but to the consciousness of the entire universe. Religion connects us, science helps us understand, and in this story, both walk together. If you like the video, do share it with your friends and relatives, because everyone should know. When religion and science come together, even mysteries become solutions. Thank you. Om Namah Shivaya.